Now, your forecast first from KARK4, your weather authority.
With winds becoming a bit more southerly today, at least we're getting close to average for this time of year. Still not 90 degrees in Little Rock today. The last time we hit 90 here in the capital city, you have to go way back to July 14th. But we are going to see temperatures warming up over the next couple of days with a southerly flow increasing. But then we're going to be keeping our eye on a cold front that'll be approaching Arkansas. That front right now located over the northern plains into the Rockies. That one bring another chance of rain and slightly less hot temperatures by the middle of the work week. But your forecast first for Little Rock. As the sun goes down this evening, partly cloudy skies, 82 degrees, mostly clear overnight tonight, patchy fog by morning. We're going to start your Tuesday at 68. KARK4 News at 6 starts now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK4 News at 6.
Overgrown, weed infested, no people. It's heartbreaking.
A deserted campground left in ruins. It has people and businesses nearby begging for the park system to bring it back to life. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Ashley Ketz. The Albert Pike campgrounds at the Ouachita National Forest have become unrecognizable. Now some, according to business owners there, visitors to the area have been slashed by nearly 80%.
And because money matters, they tell KARK4's Josh Berry they want the park that they paid for and they want it back.
Yeah, that's right, Bob and Ashley. And as much as the closed campgrounds have affected potential business in that area, I'm told it's simply just a shame that the park has turned into a forgotten area in Montgomery County that used to be alive with activity.
It's just heart-wrenching to see it like this.
It breaks my heart.
The sounds of a campfire or tent stakes driven into the ground and children playing, all non-existent here.
It saddens me because this is a waste.
Judy Davis has hiked these grounds for decades.
Over 60 years.
The sign advertises it, but you won't find any camping here. The U.S. Forest Service closed it off in June 2010 when 20 people were killed in a flash flood. You might not have even known these were campsites if it wasn't for the dozens of signs reminding you that there's no overnight camping.
It looks like the ruins of something.
Lana Simmons owns a nearby business and says she's watched the demise of the park over the last 4 years. The Forest Service does have parts of the Albert Pike area open for day use, but according to Lana, that's not enough to keep it all going.
People do not want to drive from Texas and Louisiana for hours and come up here and splash around in the river a little bit and then either have to drive home or drive 20 miles to find a motel room.
She worries that the park will continue down this path.
I'm beginning to lose hope. I really am.
And the families that have called this place home for so long will never get to experience the sights and sounds that made it what it once was.
To have all this wonderful resource that we pay for that we can't use.
Now, people there, of course, want to know if and when the site will ever open again, but they won't find that out from the U.S. Forest Service, at least anytime soon, as they won't comment on anything related to the Albert Pike area because of pending litigation. Bob?
And on that note, Josh, there are 11 lawsuits against U.S. Forest Service, which operates the campground, claiming malicious conduct by the government by failing to evacuate campers or posting signs warning of flood dangers. Despite not allowing overnight camping, flash flood area signs are now posted throughout the campground.
Escaped convict Timothy Buffington has been on the run now for nearly a month, and his daughter Frances now speaking out for the first time.
This is my mother, Rhonda, and this is my father, Timothy. She was 23, and then Dad shot her.
Buffington shot her mother, Rhonda Combs. That was in 1998. Buffington escaped from prison in Pine Bluff 16 years later, armed with a shotgun. Authorities say that he was doing yard work there as a trustee, serving a 20-year sentence with just 4 years left. His daughter said what makes Buffington's escape so difficult to understand is that he was well on his way to finishing his sentence.
Why else would you run away and lose everything that you've been working for 16 years to get to come home to your kids? Because he told me himself on one of the visitations that all he cared about anymore was coming home to his kids.
Buffington said deputies have been patrolling her area, but she hasn't seen her father once. A representative with the Arkansas Department of Corrections said the search for Buffington is ongoing. Authorities are asking anyone still who has seen him to call their local police department.
Now to a KRK4 News update for you. The trial for a man accused of killing a Hot Springs police dispatcher has been pushed back. Kevin Duck is facing murder charges for the killing of Dwana Natsky back in 2011. His trial was originally posted to start this week, but was reset. His pretrial hearing is now set for November 3rd, with the trial itself expected to last from November 4th through the 7th.
Because safety matters, the Pulaski County Detention Center pushing to increase the price of housing inmates from surrounding cities. KARK4's David Goins joins us now with a closer look at this new plan. David.
Hey there, Ashley. Cities would pay nearly twice as much to house jail inmates under a new Pulaski County ordinance. Now, the proposal would charge cities like Little Rock, North Little Rock, Sherwood, Jacksonville $245 on the first day an inmate arrives, and then $44 each successive day that they are in jail. Pulaski County and the cities have an agreement that does expire in August and a proposal to renew the plan. County Judge Buddy Valine says the proposal assures that the community at the jail will be funded in the future in case cities and counties cannot agree.
In this county, we have always been able to work together and come to agreement. But in the future, you don't know. I mean, different personalities, different situations.
Valines adds the big picture plan is to never really have to use this new ordinance, saying he remains confident that the cities and county will re-up on a deal before their current agreement ends next month. The county quorum court is expected to approve this ordinance tomorrow night. Back to you.
Little Rock police say a driver ran down a 76-year-old man jogging early this morning and never stopped. It happened in the 100 block of North Hughes Street. KRK4's Melissa Schroeder joining us now live at the scene with the very latest on the investigation. Now, where is the investigation at, Melissa?
Well, guys, take a look at this. If you look closely here, you can see where these tire marks start and where they end. This is what's left behind from this accident. And officers say it's right here where a driver hit Barry Livingston. But walk with me this way, because a passerby found his body several feet away, more in this area here. This happened just after 6 o'clock this morning. Police say the driver hit Livingston and then took off, never stopping and never trying to help this man. Detectives say another jogger then found him and quickly discovered how badly Livingston was hurt with a broken leg and severe head injuries. He, of course, went to the hospital in critical condition. Police say they also found a headphone sets out here, and they believe Livingston was wearing those at the time of this accident. Also, no witnesses around when this happened, so police, they're reaching out to the public for help. If you were in this area around 6 o'clock this morning, again, this is the 100 block of Hughes, or maybe you know something about this accident, give the Little Rock Police Department a call. They could use your help tonight. We're reporting live in Little Rock. Melissa Schroeder, KRK4 News.
Thank you very much. Hey, when you pull up to the pump, grab the nozzle, fill up your tank, you're not expecting to have gas leaking down the side of the hose. But that's exactly what's happening at some gas stations around the city. People complain in the Little Rock Fire Department. Captain of the Fire Marshals, John Hogue, says that they didn't waste any time inspecting something like this. Fire Marshals will be out inspecting more than 100 gas stations around the city of Little Rock.
Just checking the hoses for any kind of frays, cracks, any kind of damage. We look at the fittings, see if you can see any constant or have any kind of flow of fuel that has come out of it. Like I stated earlier, we're going to check for any of the normal wear points that rub along the ground.
And it's all about the safety. He says gas stations will not be fined. However, they will have to replace the hoses immediately. The first two stations with complaints have already made the repairs.
Coming up, these runners here, they are striding right. We're going to have much more on how the young athletes are taking their skills to the track instead of the streets next.
Well, it may not feel like it, but it is still summer across Arkansas. We're going to let you know how long the temperatures will be a little bit below average for this time of year. But first of all, 87, the high temperature in Little Rock today. We should be up to 93. Got some rain in the forecast. We'll talk about it in just a couple minutes.
And it is time to announce tonight's Tanks for Watching qualifier. It is Renee Puskas of Hot Springs.
Renee, we need you to call the number on your screen, 340-4922, 340-4922. You need to call by the end of this newscast. If you do that, you win a $50 gas card and you qualify for a $1,000 grand prize.
And we are only looking for Renee Huskus. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If you are not Renee, keep on watching. And don't forget to register right now to win on the KARK 4 News Facebook page.
This is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition with Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with your Razorback Nation report. You're watching KARK 4 News, telling the stories that matter to Arkansas for 60 years. Now from KARK 4, your weather authority, Arkansas's certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan.
Well, at least feeling a bit more summer-like across Arkansas today. Humidity levels up just a little bit, but temperatures still below average. Preliminary highs across the state, generally mid-80s to around 90 degrees. The hot spots so far over at Mena and Camden at 90. It was 89 at Fort Smith, 86 at Batesville and Clinton, and 88 degrees for you folks out in White County at Searcy. Right now, Little Rock metro area, we have partly cloudy skies. Everybody generally holding in the mid-80s. 87, one of the warmer spots for you folks up at Conway. And over at Cabot right now, 85 at Lone Oak and 86 degrees over at Maumelle. Elsewhere across the state, we're generally holding in the 80s everywhere. This time of year, this time of day, we should be generally in the low 90s, but that's something we haven't seen too much of, but not to worry, still plenty of summer left. Got 86 up at Batesville. Officially at Little Rock National Airport, it is 84 degrees, 85 for you folks out at Hot Springs, and 85 as well over at Russellville for everybody out in Pope County. Really not a whole lot going on the weather maps this evening. Don't have a whole lot of weather really close by to Arkansas. Got to go all the way down to the southeast United States for an area of low pressure in the upper atmosphere. That's bringing areas of rain and a couple of thunderstorms to parts of Georgia, out into Alabama and northern Florida, as well as South Carolina. And you have to head out to the Rockies and northern plains, where we do have a cold front that's making its way southeast. But for us, at least for the short term, we've got high pressure over southern Missouri, I should say over southern Illinois and southeastern Missouri. That will be our weather maker as we head through at least the next 36 hours. Put our mess in motion and show you what's going to be going on. Number one, I want you to watch a couple things. Low pressure near the Gulf Coast and a cold front off to our northwest. High pressure, though, for the short term, again, will be giving us partly cloudy skies tonight and partly cloudy skies tomorrow. As we head into tomorrow afternoon, we will be watching that storm system moving westward along the Gulf Coast, that cold front getting into parts of the Central Plains. We're going to see an increase in humidity tomorrow. Not too awful, not enough to give us any rainfall, but that's going to change on Wednesday as we continue to get moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico and that front slides a little bit further off to the south. We'll see a good chance of showers and thunderstorms across northern Arkansas and the Ozarks, generally north of I-40 by late afternoon. Little Rock metro area, the rest of central Arkansas, I think we'll be looking at late afternoon into the overnight hours on Wednesday, maybe a shower for early Thursday. And Thursday morning, it looks like the best chances of rain are going to begin shifting into southern Arkansas, a little bit closer to that area of low pressure in the Gulf. I think you folks will see a pretty good shot at rain and a couple of thunderstorms as we head into all day Thursday. Everyone dries out for Friday and Saturday, and yet another cold front tries to make it toward Arkansas by the end of the weekend with more rain chances. Tonight, though, in Little Rock, mostly clear skies, some patchy fog, a low of 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a little hotter, a little more humid with a high of 91. The heat index tomorrow in the mid-90s. Your weather impact number, a 1 tonight for those areas of fog. No problems Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll put that weather impact number at a 1 because we're going to show some small rain chances by late in the day. Here in Little Rock, again, I think the best chance of showers, about 30%, will be Wednesday night. Few lingering showers Thursday morning in central Arkansas. Good chances of showers all day across the south. Temperatures not quite as warm, 87, and then it's back up into the low to mid-90s to end the work week and into the weekend. And another cold front cut short another warm-up as we head into Sunday and into early Monday, back to the upper 80s by the beginning of the new work week. So it's the summer without a real summer feel to it so far, isn't it?
Why can't we keep using the term cold front this summer?
I know. I mean, usually we get a couple in the summertime, but not the kind we've been seeing as of the last month or so.
Well, I mean, it used to be cooling down to 90.
Yeah, that used to be a big cool down. Now we're talking low 70s like last week.
All right. Keith, thanks very much.
Keith.
Still to come at 6 o'clock this evening. Take a look at these. Racing all the way to a championship. More on being part of this team and how it's helping change lives.
KARK 4 News brought to you by Middleton Heat and Air. You're watching KARK 4 News, telling the stories that matter to Arkansas for 60 years.
A track program trying to change the stereotypes surrounding Pine Bluff and the youth that live there.
Because community matters, KARK 4's Hillary Hunt joins us now after hitting the track with these young athletes. And Hillary, they say their coaches are sort of keeping them on the right path.
That's right, Bob. With practice almost every day, and coaches, they say, feel like are their second set of parents. These young athletes are not only excelling at the sport, but also in life.
Good form, stand up, and
Janine Eden spends almost every day on the track, coaching dozens of Pine Bluff kids to go for the gold. But it's not just about the medals, it's about the morals.
there's so many obstacles that they face in the streets and so many things that are going on in their everyday environment that we go beyond the athletics. We mentor them, we talk to them, we find out what's going on at home, what's going on at school.
The Lee Moss Striders Track Club has athletes of all ages and helps them avoid becoming a statistic in a community that's known for crime.
There's one less child that's not behind, behind bars. There's one less child that's not, as we say down here, on papers.
Giving kids like 13-year-old Michael Johnson a place to go and people to turn to.
The track is a way to get out the streets instead of doing bad things. I come and talk to the coaches if anything is wrong happening. They're just like my second mom or something.
Coaches showing kids a way to put their city on the map, making headlines for all the right reasons.
What people don't understand here in Pine Bluff is this is positive, because when they see and they hear the name Pine Bluff, it's on paper, but they hear it announced for these young people and they're doing something so great, the outlook changes. The stereotype is broken.
Well, those same athletes are packing up today to leave for Junior Olympics. They'll be competing in a number of events over the next week, hoping to bring home the gold for Pine Bluff. Guys, back to you.
And we certainly wish them the best.
Yeah, nice to see some good things happening in the community. Well, get ready for sports. Aaron Peters will join us on the Razorback Nation set, where tonight we have a double dose of former Razorbacks.
And how can the Hog football team do a better job recruiting the state of Texas? Playing down, there's sure, or I guess you could say there's sure some help could come the way. We're going to talk it over, try to, in the Razorback Nation.
For the most complete coverage of game day, count on Razorback Nation, only on KARK4. Now, KARK Sports, powered by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. And now, live from Fayetteville, this is your Razorback Nation report.
You know, a football program like Arkansas geographically and historically has got to be able to recruit the state of Texas. The Hogs need to do a better job of that. Simply playing down there can help. The annual Texas A&M game is moving back to Dallas Cowboys Stadium this season. The Hogs also play a road game at Texas Tech this season, and getting that exposure by playing in the Lone Star State, especially at Dallas Cowboys Stadium, is a big deal for recruiting.
For us, we call them Tex Hogs. So when we go into Arkansas, we're looking for kids that want to come or we go into Texas, we look for kids that want to come to Arkansas. There's so many times where an aunt, an uncle, a sister, a brother, a mother, a father, a grandma, a grandpa, somebody's got a tie to Arkansas that gives us a little bit of a chance, and then they come and see a part of what we are. For us to play a game every year in Jerry Jones Stadium is worth its weight in gold.
The Razorbacks will get even more exposure on Tuesday on ESPN. Arkansas head coach Brett Bielema will be featured in the annual ESPN Car Wash, where he will record and appear on several different radio and TV segments, including SportsCenter. So check for Coach B on the 4-letter network on Tuesday. A 4-letter word is golf. A 5-letter name, Stacy. She's been dominating the LPGA Tour this season, but the former Razorback has cooled off recently after already winning 3 times this year and earning the world's #1 ranking. She's finished outside of the top 10 in 2 straight events, including a 25th place finish this past week in Toledo.
Yeah, you know, there's just some golf courses you just never seem to figure out, and I don't know if this is one of them or what it is, but just haven't, over the years, just never really got going on this course, just have never made a lot of birdies, so I don't know what the deal is.
One last former Razorback note to end the show. Pitcher Cliff Lee making his first start in the bigs in over 2 months after recovering from an elbow injury. A lot of eyes will be on the 35-year-old hurler tonight to see how he does coming back from injury, because the Major League trading deadline is only 10 days away. And if no one picks him up, the Phillies will be on the hook for $37.5 million. His contract, very similar to our Bob Clausen's.
Yeah, I knew where that was going.
Except in reverse. AP, thanks very much.
Thanks, AP. He got you there.
Yeah.
I'm in awe, Bob.
Trust me. There's no truth to it.
All right, so you say.
Not that anyone out there thinks there's a shred of truth to it.
91 the high temperature tomorrow. At least we're back into the 90s. It's been about a week. Then we're up to 93 on Wednesday ahead of a cold front that'll bring a couple of showers and thunderstorms. A slight cool down Thursday. Warmer again on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A slight cool down Monday. You get the pattern.
All right, Keith, thanks very much.
We like it. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.